Breastfeeding is important to me because I think it's the best thing to offer your child as far as nutrition, and I think it forms a really good bond between a mother and a child.
Breastfeeding is important to me because I was able to give her the natural and nutrients from myself, so that was the best part of it.
Breastfeeding is so important to me because I feel like it's the best thing for her and also for me and for us as a team.
There's so many good reasons to breastfeed. We just really encourage the breastfeeding just for your health of your baby. Right now, your baby is getting so many good antibodies that protect her from all kinds of illnesses. Her antibodies are going to protect, just like you're healthy and strong, you're making your baby healthy and strong. As she grows up, she's going to have the ability to fight so many more infections and illnesses, ear infections, asthma, respiratory problems, diabetes. Her risk of developing diabetes is 30% less with breastfeeding. So that's so important for these little ones. Allergies, you know, nowadays everybody's worried about food allergies, and the protein in your milk is exactly what your baby needs.
So I know going home we're not gonna have like a set schedule, and that's okay because I'm on her time. Because breastfeeding is the #1 priority right now, and that's what's best for her, and she comes first at this point.
So what we really encourage moms when they are planning to return to work is that they notify their employer that they are going to be breastfeeding. We want to make sure that they understand, moms and employers, that it is Colorado state law that they are given break time and a place to breastfeed. So the Colorado state law states that employers should give their employees reasonable break time, at least every 3 hours, and so sometimes moms don't realize that, and they will make their decision to stop breastfeeding because they're worried that they won't be able to continue when they return to work. So we really want moms to be educated.
The reason why that I decided to continue breastfeeding while returning back to work was because it was very important for me to continue my breastfeeding journey. I had made it a goal to offer nothing but breast milk to my girls for the first year. And so even though I was returning back to work, I was set on that goal that I was going to continue giving my girls the best nutrition, and then to maintain the bond that I was having with my girls.
Kind of guilty returning to work, and I felt like it was something I would still be able to offer for him. That is something that I provide him and kind of gives us a bond. And then as well, when I go home and we are still breastfeeding and we can cuddle and we're close to each other, it just is rewarding, and it makes me feel like I'm doing everything I can.
So I wanted to continue breastfeeding, especially when I came back to work, because I knew that that would be the best thing for her, particularly being in a health or a daycare. She needed the antibodies for my breast milk.
There's so many benefits to continued breast milk feeding and breastfeeding. Babies have less illnesses, so less illnesses for baby mean less sick days for mom. So it really makes a better employee. It makes moms be more reliable because they're not going to be missing work as much. So we really want moms to feel empowered, to know their ability to continue to provide milk for their baby.
So worth it. You know, it was so lovely to be able to come home and be able to nurse my little one, and just continue that that awesome bond that we had. And I think too, just she was so healthy. Like, I had a lot of friends that went back to work and they stopped breastfeeding and started doing formula, and I was just amazed how often their little ones were getting sick, and I was like, no, she's still so amazingly healthy. And I think it really was all the breastfeeding, and so that made going back to work a lot easier, because at least I wasn't having to then call out to stay home with a sick baby, which was great.
But I would encourage moms that are planning to go back to work and want to keep breastfeeding their baby and offering baby the breast milk is definitely having patience, because it's really hard, especially when the separation comes into play. It's hard. It's hard to leave baby at home, and then you have to come back to a whole 8-hour shift or 10-hour shift, depending what you work, and trying to incorporate those breaks and trying to incorporate those pumping sessions. It can be challenging sometimes and overwhelming, but you know, just having that patience and kind of thinking, you know, at the end of the day, you're able to bring baby their food source.
I didn't know about pumping. I had no idea what that was. And I remember feeling engorged. And out of instinct, I remember going to the bathroom and hand expressing my milk because it was so uncomfortable that I had to express my milk. And I just did it. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know I was hand expressing. Now I know what I did, and it was just out of instinct as a mother, and I felt relieved when I hand expressed. I wish I had that information back then, what I know now. I think I would have even breastfed longer with my daughters.
Sometimes moms may go home and they may face challenges. They may think, oh my goodness, is this normal? Is this right? And we want to make sure that they also have good support so that if they have any questions when they go home, they don't feel like they're isolated or alone. We want to make sure that they have support, even sometimes just a phone call. If moms can pick up the phone and know that somebody is there to talk to them, they'll be able to face a challenge that they may be having. So we want to make sure that they're able to call. We have a lactation warm line here at Denver Health that they can call. There's WIC, and there is La Leche League, and there are mother support groups in the community, and we refer moms to all these and really encourage them for that support.
My whole breastfeeding experience, I am proud that I actually did it. There's a lot of moms, it doesn't matter the age, that just think it's too hard, I don't want to bother, it's embarrassing. And they just need to know it's something that you're doing not just for the baby, it's something you're doing for you. We have rights as women, as breastfeeding women, so I am proud that I actually did it. I was a teen mom and I got it done. I didn't let anybody differ my decision. I'm very proud that I'm a breastfeeding mom.
So just think of it as preparing a meal for your baby. Because at the end of the day, no one can tell you not to do that.
Be very confident in yourself, you know, and your baby. Your baby's like your main like focus of, you know, I can do this is my baby. And there's nothing more precious and beautiful that you can then give your baby, like, you know, this is what I can give you. And no, moms, you guys can do this. I mean, I did it for, oh my God, for like ever it seemed like, but just that connection and bonding, and it's just beautiful.
Completely possible that you can successfully breastfeed while working. It's so rewarding, and just being able to get out of the house and work and kind of do something for yourself, but also while you're there feeling like you're still providing for your baby while pumping milk.
I think breastfeeding changed my life in different ways. Like, in a simple way that I thought it wasn't going to be different is just being a mother. I can't imagine myself not breastfeeding my daughter.
Breastfeeding has changed my life so much because it established a great bond between me and my girls. Like, every time I talk about it, I get a little bit of like emotional, because to know that I can nurture my girls from my breast was amazing. Like, going to appointments and knowing like, wow, your baby has grown this much, you know, and it's because of your breast milk. That made me feel so good. And there were also times where, you know, maybe my little girl fell or she wasn't feeling good, and the time that she spent at the breast was comforting for her. It helped her. Till this day, my 5-year-old, when she falls down and scratches her knee, or she's sick, she's in the room coughing, she'll come in bed and put her hands on my chest and she stops coughing or she stops crying from that fall. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is amazing. Like, she has this comfort with being close to her mom at her chest, and that just amazes me. Like, it's so beautiful, like how we were created, not just to provide this nutrition food-wise, but also this comfort that goes beyond food. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience, and it continues.